Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies, and I'm finished with the AMT's Green Hornet Black Beauty car. This is a 125th scale curbside, but don't let the curbside take you away from this thing because there is a lot of fun building this. Um, Let me get the guys out of the way and I'll show you what's going on here because I did more than just build it. I added a bunch of lights to it. It wasn't that hard to do, especially with this. I even made a step-by-step video on how I did light this and how I ran all the wires and how my poor soldering uh, talents are. But before we go there, we're getting close to 6,000. If you're not a subscriber, sign up. We're going to do a 2 Grandpa Mark's Hobbies Build for Fun coffee cup giveaway. Now, let's get into the car here. I painted this thing with Tamiya's X whatever, X1. I should know that by now. Gloss black. No primer was used at all on this. Gloss black over the black that the car already was. And it laid down pretty good. It really did. I had some ripples on it. I sanded those out. I used Tamiya's polishing compound to clear it up as best as I could. Then I went back over to the spray booth and I reshot it again the right way, and it smoothed out real good for me. And then when that dried for 4, maybe 5 days, I came back with the Lifetone Hydro Mist and clear coated it. The clear coat or the Hydro Mist will be in the description below, along with everything else I used with this, except for the 14 T-shirts that I had to cut up to use as wipe rags, because even with the Hydro Mist on this thing, this black shows every single fingerprint that I had. But it's a good kit. Like I said, it's a curbside kit. Let me put one of these down so I don't scratch this top. The top I didn't even paint. This is straight out of the box for their vinyl roof. And man, I tell you what, I'm really happy with it. I love it. But let me flip this thing over. I'm going to put a towel down here just to kind of protect the top. And like I said, it's a curbside. So you're going to have just very basics. The back part of the exhaust wasn't attached, so from here back wasn't attached. Everything up front was. And then what I did with the curbsides, and I don't know if everybody else does or not, but I'll paint like the exhaust when it comes down here and goes all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to get fingerprints on this. I'll paint most of that, but I'll try to leave it to where it's to scale. I don't go all the way down to the bottom with it, and that kind of hides that. Yep, that's an aluminum all the way down. It takes the curbside a little bit away from it. Same with that drive shaft and anything that really extends beyond. I could have done a little farther with the leaf springs, but I didn't. I left this thing alone. I didn't paint it. Well, no, I painted it flat black. I'm sorry. And then I came back in and I detailed all the colors. I painted the engine block silver first and then painted it over because there's no way that blue was going to show up on over the black. And then I came back and all the frame rails and cross members and everything, most of the suspension the torsion bars in the back here, I hit with just quick shine, just to give them that semi-gloss look, and that stuff does a great job over the flat black, just bringing up a little bit of depth. I even did the fuel cell. I didn't do this aluminum because I figured that they added this probably 50-gallon fuel cell in the trunk because the trunk could put like 7 bodies in it. It's so big. But that's the part that shows. So I just did that with a quick shine. I didn't want to haul all that bright aluminum in there with the exhaust and all that. The leaf springs, the brush controls, I painted with gunmetal. Same with the drive shaft. Just again, to give it a little different color. So there's a little bit of something to look at underneath. But that's the underneath. Again, everything fit great. The body went together. You know, the interior fell in, and then the body went in. The front windows, you don't even have to glue. It clicks into place. So we have 11 LEDs in this thing. 4 in the front, 6 in the back, and a dome light. I opted to paint the glass with Tamiya's clear green, and I'll get that number for you. It's right here. It was X25. And I painted the inside of the glass. I thinned it down just like I would paint anything else. I used my Mobius 0.3 millimeter brush on this. On a spoon about 5 times. I tried it real thin and then build up another thin layer and another thin layer. And that's exactly what I did here. There's 3 thin layers on there to get this green. And I thought that's going to be so cool because when you turn the light on in here, this is going to shine green. For some reason, it shines purple. But that's okay because the dome light still looks cool, and without the lights on, it still looks really, really sharp. The headlights were painted. You know what? I'm going to back you up here. All right, that's better. The headlights were already green. If you watch my how-to video, I'll show you how I got the LEDs in there. It's pretty slick. It worked great. I'm going to do it every time I can now. The missiles are just Tamiya's gloss red and then panel lined. I panel lined the chrome that was behind them too to dull it out. And then all the chrome on here just got 2 coats of Tamiya's panel liner. Real easy. Look how cool that green looks with Kato sitting back there. So you can see Britt Reeve in the back. He's, let me grab some towels here. Britt Reeve's hanging out in the back there. Really cool. The figures go together really well. They paint up really easy. The heads aren't attached. The hats are on the heads and the masks, but the heads aren't attached. And in the when they went together really, really well. His arms are just on his lap. Kato, do not put the side body panel for the interior on until Kato's in place, or it ain't happening. You have to kind of slide him in and around that to get him above the steering wheel and into the seat and in place. So do not put this body panel on, the interior body panel on, until you do that. I'll have pictures. I got a music video at the end of this thing. I'll have the pictures showing what I did there. And trust me, I'm really glad I was about ready to glue that up, and I thought, let me see if Kato will fit. And he didn't. So I had to do that. The dashboard, I didn't glue in. And I tried to put him in and then put the dashboard in, but with his hands grabbing the steering wheels, it was easier to slide him in the side. So I didn't attach the back. That's how I'm going to pull the battery pack in and out. This just slides in, no problem, and stays in. It's hard to get out. That's why it's not in right now, because I wanted to show you everything, and then we'll turn the lights on. I'll hide that battery pack, and we'll go from there. So the little drone is so cool. 1966, they were already thinking about drones taking pictures. How cool is that? But let me turn this light on. And like I said, I got 6 in the back, 1 dome light, and 1 or 4 in the front. All right, as you can see, I got a different battery pack on here. This is my my test pack. For some reason, when I was putting this in, just now, the lights all went off. And I couldn't figure out why. I'm thinking, what did it do for me to put that in there to kill the lights? So I took it out. Everything was off. Changed the battery. Everything was off. I couldn't get this thing to come back on. I'm like, what in the heck happened here? I mean, we tried it a few times, but I couldn't figure out what the heck happened. Here, one of my headlights shorted out. For just coincidence that it did when I was putting that in. It's a dead short across the front here, and I didn't tear the whole front end apart. I did tear the whole body apart just to try to track down what the heck was going on. And going one wire by one wire, I found that this headlight right here, the high beam headlight, was a dead short, and it was drawing the power, taking everything out. So that was after I had to cut everything off, strip the wires back a little more, test each LED, and come back to this. It happens to everybody. Don't get discouraged. If something weird happens when you're doing your lights, it happens. But now we're just down 2 headlights here and all the tail lights. So let me put this in. And you can see I got a flicker, and I think I just pulled them out. There we go. Because they're just right now into a test clip. So I'll have to take this back apart and solder everything down. I am going to pull that front headlight out too and do that when I get a chance. But right now I got a bunch of stuff stacked up. So this will probably be one of those rainy Sundays that you go tearing back into it. But anyhow, let's get back into this now that I got more fingerprints all over the place here. Even with a clear coat, this Tamiya Black shows everything. But again, we have the 2 headlights running now. We had 4, but I'll show you a picture of that in the music montage at the end. And we have the 6 lights in the back lit. And I'm going to get fingerprints on here, and that dome light lit inside, which I think does a great job of lighting everything up. I'm going to turn the lights off, and I'll be right back. Now, this is most of the lights off in the shop here, and you can see right off the rip, you got those tail lights look pretty cool. Those green lights look so sharp. Even with the 2 out, I still think they look really cool. And then inside, you got everything lit up here. So Rip Reeve is lit up. Kato. Everything looks good. The weird thing is look how that green tint, now I'm showing you straight on that light, but that green tint turns purple looking. And it's not the camera, it's the way I see it too. That was unexpected. I didn't think it was going to do that. The back shows a little bit better green than the front does. And I noticed it when I was looking at the side window the other day. I'm like, what the heck is that? But it does. It shows off as a little pin. Well, you're seeing it way more almost purple than what I'm seeing. But it's just a little bit off of green. But it still shows the light is green. You're just getting flooded out. But there's those headlights, the taillights, everything's working. I want to thank everybody for watching the show. We're going to go to our music montage now, so let's roll the music.